Welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. If you just missed the GMK News Brief, don't worry. We'll be back with Regina Wanyara again tomorrow for another very insightful discussion when it comes to the GMK News Brief. But for now, we want to get started with the day's discussion. And this segment is all about women who are at the forefront, bringing change in whatever capacity that they are able to do so. And with us in studio today, we have one Lois Sauti, who is a civil works contractor and also the director of Solartech Power Systems Limited. Karibu sana, Lois.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you this morning.
Glad to have you here.
Remember, you can be part of this discussion if you have any questions, any comments, or any clarifications that you may be needing in regards to this discussion that we are about to have. You can always interact with us through our social media platform. The official station handle ever remains at KBC Television. My handle at Jane Momboy, and the official hashtag for the show is hashtag Good Morning Kenya. So if you are a woman out there and you want to be part of this discussion, get to tweeting. If you have my number, you can text. All right. So welcome once again.
Thank
you.
Are you
on
much.
Social media?
Yes, I'm on social media.
Give us your social handles.
At Twitter is at Sauti Lois. Instagram is also at Sauti Lois. I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think they do LinkedIn also at Sauti Lois.
Sauti Lois.
Yes.
Now, we were just having this discussion earlier before we started, and you know, civil engineering is termed as uncharted waters for women. Do you agree with that statement? Are there many women that we do not know of that are in the civil works?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah.
They are, but you know, they're a bit laid back. But you know, over time, you know, the industry is actually evolving.
Yeah.
So probably when I started off, there were just probably a few here and there.
Yeah.
But now, you'll be surprised. Like in 10, we have like 5 of them being contractors.
Back then, it was just a handful.
Just a handful, yes.
Now you meet them everywhere you go.
Everywhere. Actually, soon enough,
yeah,
we're going to have the women more than the men. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about how you even found yourself in this field. Your background initially was in communication.
Yes, true.
When did the change come in and why?
I know, it's... I studied a Bachelor in Communication in Daystar University.
You would have been here working with us.
Yes, I know. I had my first job.
Yeah.
But there's always this curiosity that was in me. You know, I wanted to start up a business. The name of the company is Solartech.
Yeah.
So initially I was dealing with solar, you know, the lanterns, the switches and ATC. But after, that was back in 2010. 2014 is when I just had this overhaul. You know, I was thinking that, you know what, it's actually due to curiosity that I decided to venture into road construction.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I started off. Walked to a few offices. You know, I was so green. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to bid for a document. You know, there's nothing green as it could get.
All this from curiosity?
All this is curiosity. No one pushed me to it. I didn't have, like, you know, this mentor, you know, telling me, you know, you could possibly do it. All this is just curiosity. That's it.
And you started trying to figure out how to go about it.
Yeah.
Did you find an institution where you would go to, you know, get the education?
Yes. Initially, when I was starting, like I said, I was very green.
Yeah.
But after a while, you know, we have an institution called KIBIT. That's Kenya Institute of Highway and Building Technology. They offer courses. I was green, so, but, you know, as a startup contractor, so we have these basic courses, you know, they have sport improvement, they have routine maintenance, they have performance-based routine maintenance, you know, all these courses. That's how you know, with time, so you do one course, you go try and tender for, you know, that small knowledge that you have, you know, just run to here and there. Do you have contracts for this? You know, try bid for that.
Yeah.
And, you know, going up the ladder. So you just don't... Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, that's just about it.
That's about it. And how long ago was that?
Well, the actually 2014. So this will be my 5th year in it.
That's when you now started officially.
Yes.
Now, when you came in, was it what you were expecting or things were a bit different?
Good question. It wasn't actually what I was expecting. Because I thought, you know, it was so, you know, you have to be hardcore, and, you know, you need to look a certain way. You know, it's not so serious. Like people, you know, look at it. It's not this, you know, women who were actually watching.
Yeah.
it's not that serious. Like, okay, for example, to get this for a tender, you know, they do something they advertise.
Yes.
Once they advertise, you as the contractor bid for the tender.
Yeah.
Once you bid, wait for, of course, a certain period of time and shortlisted people for different roads and etc. So people are always here thinking, you know what? It's okay. Yes, there are women, yes, but then again, how will I put it in the lamest so that people can understand? It's not what people expect. But so far so good.
Yes.
I'm not at the peak, I would say.
Yeah.
But if we would name contractors in Kenya, I'm one of them.
Lois
So
would be one of those names.
sooner or later, I'm actually craving to get to the peak.
All right.
Yes.
Now, you know, the fact that you are a woman is something to make you stand out in itself in the field that you're in. But has it ever been used against you in your field of work by your fellow colleagues, be it men or women?
Yeah, there's a small issue about the men. You know, it's a male-dominated field, like we said. So there are tendencies of looking down on women. They would feel like, really, do you really like qualify? In as much as you have qualified, do you really qualify for this? You're a woman, and, you know. But what do I say? So far, we're good. We're good. I have no qualms with the men, but of course there have to be, you know, here and there, and a few issues here. Do we have? Is she really qualified? Do you think she will, you know, she will deliver? Yeah. But no, please, let me be quoted. I have no qualms with the men. I work with the men every other day of my life.
Yes.
So, really, it's, but of course, there are a few instances here and there. But then again, you as a woman contractor, then definitely prove them wrong, and you know, I can do this same way you can do it as you know, as a man.
All right. So more of it was when you were beginning as opposed to now.
Well, we're trying to get leverage.
Yes.
So far, so good. It's not badly off as I started off. You know, when you green and, you know, really, can you do this? Yeah, exactly. I know you get there and you don't even have machinery for the job. And then you're going to lease machinery for the job. And they're looking at you like, really? Do you want to go down this road? Yeah, that. But with time, you know, acquire a few things here and there. So when they stand up, you also stand up. So basically, that's it.
You have an even playing field to fight for the same thing that you know you're out here to do so.
Exactly.
Now, did you have somebody who was guiding you, just reassuring you, a mentor of sorts, to tell you that, you know, you chose this path, it is good, so keep at it? When you were having those low moments, second-guessing yourself in this field that you chose to go into, did you have a mentor who was guiding you through this and that?
Yes, I have. I have a very, the support system is actually very essential.
Yeah. So
my family, my mom, you should think, you know, okay, it's a male-dominated field, yes, but you know what, keep pushing, you know, at some point you're going to get there. So if it were not for, and of course, a few people here and there who were actually in that construction industry way before me, for both men and women, that was also, you know, they would tell you, in as much as they would make a myriad mistakes, but they still kept telling me, you know what, just push on, try these things. It's not, you know, it's not far-fetched. You can always, you know, at some point you're going to get there. And now I'm very comfortable. I would sit like with the big people in construction, and I don't have to feel, you know, a bit inferior, and, you know, I want to hide myself, you know. Sorts, yeah. All right.
And my director is, he did hear, you know, you mentioned you have done communication. He's asking, have you ever practiced anywhere your communication? Ama ulimanza to degree na kanga tofa ya kuangalia na kusalimia?
Actually, I just did a voiceover for Millennium FM. Then
that is the much that you practiced?
That is the much I practiced. And after that,
switch careers.
Yeah, but my certificate is lying very well somewhere. It's not like it's not like I regret being day star.
You just did a voiceover.
I just did a voiceover. I don't regret being day star. It helped. It has actually helped me. You know, even actually the form of communication, you know.
Yeah.
How will I go to an office and I cannot be able to communicate with the person and try to tell them, you know what, please, I am bidding for this job. I need to give you advice on, you know, what I need to do and etc.
At least some of the things that you learned from there, you are applying them in a day-to-day routine.
Of course,
Because
yes.
you're in constant communication with workers,
Across
government
board.
officials, people.
Of course, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to where we were. And, you know, this journey is something that you found yourself there out of curiosity, trying to, you know, break the boundaries, see how far you can go. In terms of sacrifices and, you know, having to give up this in order to acquire that, what are some of the sacrifices that went into actualizing this, you know, curious dream to becoming a dream? A reality, rather.
Oh, yeah, a reality, yes. One, time with of course, friends.
Yes.
That's a sacrifice. You just don't, as compared to, you know, other, you know, like office work jobs, like you have 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Now this one, you have to go out there. They don't come looking for you. You have to go out there looking for them.
Yeah.
So time is of essence. So of course, probably you just not, you're not narrowing down to one region, say Nairobi. So you have to be, I can work right about any other part in Kenya now. So, you know, moving here, this part here, you know, time, of course, you lose a few people, you know, down the line. The second thing I've probably had to sacrifice is, how will I put it? Okay, let me skip that for now.
Can even put it in Swahili if need be.
When I said, of course, time, friends.
Yes.
I've lost a few here and there because, you know, how now we're different mindsets. So I need people with the same mindset as I, you know, where I'm heading.
Growth.
Yes, exactly.
Progress.
Exactly. So if really you're not in my line, then clearly you have to go.
You have to go.
You have to go.
If you do not like align with yourself, and you know they say, you know, your company, if you have 4 broke friends, who will be the 5th one?
You.
It will be you. If you have
course.
5 rich friends, who will be the 5th one? It'll be you. So your circle really determines where you are.
Of course, yes, a big deal. Yeah, a big deal, yes.
And that is something you have learned over time.
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
probably getting narrower as we, you know, head to the peak.
Yes.
Which I'm actually looking forward to.
You know?
Yeah.
And you have breath of fresh air, if I may say so.
Of course, yeah.
Now, when it comes to, you just said, you know, you don't wait for people to come to you. You go out to look for them. And they're not everyone is easy to handle. There's so many difficult people out there. There's so many nice people out there. When it comes to dealing with difficult people, what would you advise other women who are in this field and how to go about that? Maybe tips and pointers here and there when handling difficult people in such a field that is mostly male-dominated.
I'd say accept rejection. It's not where you were. It's not every office you walk in. You're gonna, you know, get help from. So if you walk into 5 offices and you turn down on 4,
yes,
that's actually like rejection, right? Don't give up. Keep pushing. You know, some people, you know, would feel like, you know what, I've walked into 4 offices and turned down on probably all the 4. So, you know, is this really cut for me, you know? So I'd say let them accept rejection. That's one. Because there's so many.
So many times.
So many.
Yeah.
Out of, say, 10,
Yeah.
happens at least 8 times. Yeah. But you keep pushing. There's also, okay, you rejected 8 times out of 10, but you have 2. So look at the positive side of that, you know? So basically that's it. That is the major, accept rejection.
It's one of the biggest hurdles that you have to deal with in
yes,
this industry.
Yes. Because some people will probably not believe in you.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they are difficult people, like you said. So once you experience that, and they're also good people. So in as much as we have a bunch of bad people, they're also good people. So why don't you work with the good people to help you achieve your, of course, or climbing up the ladder.
Redirect your energy where you feel, you know, this is more constructive.
Yeah,
this is more, this is adding more value.
Of course, yes.
All right, now, just as you said, you found yourself in this field out of curiosity, trying to figure this new world. Now, it has been 5 years now.
Yeah, it's actually 5 years.
What would you say are some of the, you know, principles that you have been living by and values that have guided you and helped you stay true to the course and not just woken up one day and said, I'm done. This is not for me anymore.
Like I said, there are many disappointments, but for me, God has been at the center of actually it all.
Yeah.
He's graced me when times I feel like, you know what, is this really what I really need to do? God has been there. He's been my like strongest, you know, anytime I'm feeling like this is not cut out for me, I just pray to God. He's the one who's been in the center of all this for those 5 years.
Who's anchored you through and through.
Of course, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other values that you know you would advise even young women who are joining this field that you need to stay true to yourself, have some values rather than some principles that guide you on a day-to-day basis, that you don't lose track, you don't lose yourself in the journey?
Trust.
Yeah.
And discipline.
Trust and discipline.
Trust is very essential.
Yeah.
If I don't trust you, believe you me, it's very hard for me to work with you.
Yeah.
Discipline, after you are done with your work, then what you do after is actually discipline. So trust and discipline, they'll go hand in hand in this. Yes. Those are the values I've actually carried. Trust, building trust with people I work with.
Yes.
Be it an engineer or be it the casual laborer I've hired.
Yes.
Well, it's trust. And you build on it. Discipline is what happens after.
Yes.
You're done with this. Okay, now what happens after you've executed the contract and you paid? How
disciplined are you?
How disciplined are you with the money, with the across board? So the two things very essential: trust and discipline. Yeah.
You need to be trustworthy yourself, even, you know.
Yeah.
You need to be a person who is trustworthy. People can, trust in you that you will do what you say you will and you will stay true to the course.
Yes.
And discipline, especially with the finances.
Exactly.
When
exactly.
We sort of tend to get carried away when you have, this large lump sum of money.
True.
And then you lose yourself in it. So, discipline will really go a long way in terms of helping you stay the course and not lose yourself in the process of when you make money the first time, after you struggle for like 6-7 months, and then that 8th month unapata kakitu.
Yeah.
But then you see it and you get carried away. Discipline goes a long way. I absolutely agree with that.
A long way, yes.
All right, and maybe for the young women out there who are watching us and are wondering, civil engineering, kujenga barabara, kuchafuka, si yangu. Maybe before we even get to what you can advise our viewers, what goes into it? Is it all about getting dirty? The helmets, overalls, getting down and dirty? What really goes into your work? What's your scope of work?
At some point, yes, you have to get dirty, especially for, if I would call myself a small-time contractor, you probably don't have finances to hire people, You have a site supervisor, you have a foreman, you have just a whole bunch of people who you probably, because of course financial constraints, will not be able to pay them off. Yeah. So that's why you go for these courses. Like you can get your hands dirty.
Hands-on experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you can do, if it's something that I can actually supervise, I don't need a site supervisor.
Cut cost.
Cut cost. So as we grow, okay, at some point, your hands really get dirty. But for this, if I'd say the big-time contractors will have, they'll hire the site supervisor, the resident engineer, the site supervisor. So your only work is to come, okay, was it done? Yes. To specifications? Yes. That's it. You really don't. But for us, of course, for the small contracts, you really have to get your hands dirty. Hands-on.
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 And for the women who are now looking at all that and thinking, that's not for me, OMG, but they want to get into such fields, they want to conquer these waters, but they are afraid of the unknown. What would you tell them towards this end?
Well, it's not a calling. It's not like being a teacher or being a doctor.
Yeah.
It's not a calling. But if you believe in yourself, then you can do right about anything. I keep saying, you don't need outsiders to believe in you so that you can do it. So if you believe in yourself, as a young woman who wants to venture into this, well, it's it's infinite possibilities. You can do right about anything.
Go ahead and conquer.
Go ahead and conquer.
Break that glass ceiling.
Exactly.
All right, and you know, in the 5 years, just looking back, what would you say has been your greatest achievement so far in this field that you found yourself out of curiosity? I still find that very weird. Out of curiosity, you decided to study something else and venture into it wholeheartedly. What have been some of your biggest achievements in these 5 years that you have been practicing civil engineering?
Well, I've been able to do a few things. Of course, the money is good.
Yeah.
I'll not lie. I've been able to do a few things. So to me, that's something I can. That's actually an achievement for me. I've been able to go to I've done classes. That's also an achievement. Like I said, with the Kibit.
Yes.
Things I would probably had. Nowhere would have occurred to me that I should, go back to class and study, how to make a road and etc., how to manage roads. That's another thing. Yeah, basically, those are like my biggest achievements.
Yes.
I think there. Do you have another one? No.
Ikikuja utatuambia.
Ikikuja nitakusho.
Now, you also are the director of Solar Tech.
Yes.
Initially, you had mentioned that, you were in the solar business.
Yes. That's hence the name.
Hence the name.
Solar Tech Power
But along
systems,
the journey, you transitioned to a whole other field?
Yes.
Now in contract,
roadworks. Yes, of course.
Now, how was it even setting up shop in the beginning when you were starting off, now as an entrepreneur? Setting up shop, how was it for you?
Okay. I just came up with a business name. Initially, it was a business name. It was not incorporated. It was not limited. So it was a business name.
Yes.
Of course, go to Sharia House, and we have a name search, and that's so the Solar Tech came out, and I got the business name, and I was operating as a business name.
Yes.
But as I progressed, then is when I went and incorporated it to an limited company. Of course, get the necessary, like the NCA. If you're in roadworks or water or buildings or mechanical, you have to get the license from NCA. It was not like it was not like, okay, for the NCA, let me say for the NCA,
yes.
I was given the lowest category, which is NCA 8. As we speak, I'm now at NCA 5. So I've grown over time for those 5 years, from 8 to 5. Well, of course, you with your experience, they look at a myriad things. Do you have equipment? Your personnel, the people you're working with, how qualified they are.
Yeah.
So really, it is not a difficult task, I might say, but it's procedural. You just don't come from nowhere and you want to jump to NCA 1. Yeah. So it's you progress slowly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not at the peak, but I am craving. I'm actually working to get there.
You will get there.
Yeah.
Now, when the hardest time for startups is usually the first 3 years, is where most startups usually just collapse.
Yeah.
Because one reason or the other, finances, you're not seeing any profits, you decide to just close shop and go back to employment. Did you ever feel like this is not working out? Let me just stick to my lane, go back, look for a job, and see how that will happen?
A myriad times. I probably sent CVs here and there, thinking, really, like you're really at the edge. And then is it really worth it? Do I just call it quits? I've come this far, incorporated this. We started with a business name. Now it's a limited company. You're doing returns to KRA and etc. And I just want to close shop and just go. Well, let's sit down and decide, tomorrow, I am dissolving this company and that's it. Then tomorrow gets there and I'm thinking, maybe let me just push the last one. That last one now, 5 years later, look at this.
Still saying,
Keshe, exactly. Especially when it comes to the financial, because tenders are not an everyday affair.
Yes.
You might, if you're lucky enough, you could get 2 tenders per year.
Yes.
If you're unlucky, you might not even end up getting any tender. Well, if you're somewhere in between, you could get one tender in one whole year. So you can imagine, if you don't have like any other source of income and this is what you're vouching on,
Yeah.
it can get a bit tricky for that, you know. But when you get money, it's actually a lump sum. I keep saying, you know, they keep saying, you know, construction has money. Yes, it does actually have money. You get, say you're broke 10 months, then you get money on the 11th month, which can enable you to carry you for the next 11 months when you don't have any other ongoing contracts. But you can still use the same money and, you know, start up a few things here and there. Not necessarily having to do with to being in construction. Yeah, basically that's it.
All right. So, you know, and how long did you take your company to just start seeing, you know, some results, like, you know, hey, finally, some money coming in? How long did it take for you?
I think I made my first profit in 2016, having started in 2014. I used to do miners. I am actually doing the actual roadworks, yes. But when you go at the end of the contract, we're trying to do, okay, we use this for this, we use this for this. Okay, we end up doing minus. And I actually did not stop. So I made my first profit in 2016, having started in 2014. And I've been, you know, I was bidding for roads, and actually between 2014 and 2016, I had already gotten 2 contracts. So for the 2 contracts was a flop, a serious flop.
And what kept you going through that time? You know, 2 years is quite a long time.
It's a long time.
When you're trying and nothing is coming through. Kila kitu inagonga ukuta. So what kept you motivated to, you know, keep going, keep pursuing, stay true to the journey?
I had some backlashes from the men I don't have qualms with. Yeah. So basically, when when I got there and I was not making any headway with this, with the contracts. Yeah. So I decided, you know what? Let me prove a point. So for me, it was like I was not doing it because I really wanted to be. You know, I was feeling like, okay, is it really working for me? But then on the other hand, I'm thinking, okay, it's not working for me now, but I'm going to prove a point to some people over here. So that push. That is what I actually needed. It kept you going. And it kept me going, yes. Just to prove a point. Like, you know what? I'll do this, whether you people like it or not, and I'll push forward. I'll probably get to some point that you people are the ones who are going to be looking for me, and not vice versa. Soon coming, you know. Yeah. And for all the women, young women out there who are watching us right now, and they're saying, okay, sounds nice. What would you advise them towards, you know, if they're looking to pursue such a career, if they're looking to get into such a business, what would you advise them to, you know, come expecting this, don't, you know, in as much as you see this from out there, this is what is on ground. This is what you encounter when you get here. It's all not, you know, it's not a bed of roses. Like I said earlier, there was the aspect of being neglected. And you feel like, you know what, it's really not cut out for me. But like I said, if you believe in yourself, well, I don't think there's anything that can actually stop you. For women who are actually watching. Just look into the camera and no one get one-on-one with them. Okay. Yes. Here goes. You as the young women who want to venture into, you know, the construction field, it is doable. If you conceive it in your head, then you don't need outsiders to believe in you. You believe in yourself, then it radiates to the outside. And if you feel that it is in you, you actually don't need you don't need other people to maybe like trying to, how will I put it? Like they're looking for opinions here and there for them to start. So if you need to start now. It's very simple. Get the right papers. Of course, go through, the different, KRA. You have to incorporate, your company. Go to NCA. You get the rights. Then start. Just start. That's it. Start. Just start. Regardless of if the fact you may be afraid, you may be unsure, but just start. We'll make, of course, a few mistakes here and there, like I did. Like I said, my first profit came 2 years later. Yeah. But if I didn't start, then we wouldn't be talking. We would actually be having this discussion. Yeah. So just start and believe in yourself. That's all. Oh, and when it comes to learning from your failures, what would you advise our viewers towards that end? Because most of the time we look at failures as,
it's an indication that it's not working. You choose to look at the failure and not the lessons learned from that, roadblock that you might have hit. When it comes to embracing failure and trying to see some good out of it, what would you advise our viewers towards that?
You have to, okay, this is how I look at it. You have to fail for you to succeed, because you'll not have, you will not have a contrast of, this is what I was doing wrong, but now I'm doing this right.
Yeah.
So I'm succeeding. So at some point you have to fail for you to succeed. That's it. It's plain simple.
Take the lesson and keep moving forward.
Keep moving.
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving.
All right. Remember, this is Women at the Forefront. We have been speaking with Lois Sauti, who is a civil engineer. She's a civil works contractor, has been in the industry for 5 years now, still going strong. She found herself here out of curiosity. So if you have a curious mind, it could be an added advantage for you. She did communication, a whole degree, and only did a voiceover. More data simply one voiceover, and she ventured into this new journey, and she hasn't regretted it so far. So if you have a dream and it might seem too big for even you or the people around you, but you feel you have the drive, you have the passion, you have that inner will to go for it, pursue it, and you never know where it will take you. It might be the change that you needed, regardless of whether ulifanya communication, but you still ended up in civil work. So thank you so much for coming through, Lois.
Of course, thank you too.
She's also the director of Solar Tech Power Systems Limited, which is also in the roadworks business.
Yes, yes, it is.
All right. Now, as we just bring the conversation to a close, maybe your parting shot and a word of advice to our young boys, our young girls out there who are, a bit confused with, the different paths they want to take in life and decisions here and there about their careers.
2 words.
Yes.
Actually 3. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And of course, put God in the center of it.
Yeah.
You'll definitely succeed.
All
You
right.
you can't keep failing. There's no way you can keep failing, for the rest of your life.
the
You're
rest of your
failing. Yeah,
life.
no. It can't work like that.
Something is bound to go through.
Of course, at some point, yes. It's gonna, there's gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel.
All right.
So just do it.
Just do it. If you fail 72 times, the 73rd, the 74th, or the 75th time will come through, and you will be glad that you stayed the course and you did not give up. You did not let all this negativity consume you. All right. And just as she said, have God at the center. Let him anchor you, let him guide you. And you know what? You'll get the strength that you need to journey on, not give up. And at the end of the day, you will make that dream a reality. Well, that's that for Women at the Forefront. We have been speaking once again with Lois Sauti, who is a civil works contractor and also the director of Solar Tech Power Systems, who has Power Systems Limited, who has chosen to break that glass ceiling and prove everyone who said that she could not do it wrong. All right. So if you're a woman out there and you feel you are put in this box, break free, break that glass ceiling, and reach for all these heights that you are being told you cannot reach for just by being a woman. All right. So we now want to take a quick break. Remember, this is Good Morning Kenya. Keep talking to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. My handle is Jane Mamboy across all social media platforms. Our official station handle at KBC Television, and my colleagues as well at Ray Manyara, at Ramaguko, and at Dorina Range. We will be sampling your views and comments as we proceed on with the show. So keep them coming in. We have more discussions coming through your way in not too long. But for now, we take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Good Morning Kenya.